Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently doing pretty well in this war, actually. We're doing better than I expected, all things considered. So we could definitely strike out over this direction and start doing some damage here. These fleets are still replenishing, but I'm not opposed to it. We can push out and take back Arbitraeus. They have tiny little fleets going through here. So if we did this, Ionides is not threatened by any of these, right? So that seems fine. They might have additional forces down this way that they're going to send up, but we're not currently threatened up here. We can strike out and start taking that back. That's okay. Down here, this is a bit of a threat, but not a huge one, and they can't really reinforce this because of our friendly fleets and occupying in this direction. So that's all great. Our primary lack right now for being able to reinforce this fleet is alloys. So we would definitely like to go to some of our crucible worlds. Yeah, and look for some upgrades here. So we can get a solid light smelter going here like this. And we should probably consider changing some of these hollow mountains here. We should probably consider replacing 7 of these with communal biomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. Then we can do an upgrade here and an upgrade here, and we can call that good. So then we can go to a crucible world like this one, and we can do a similar change here. That can go up to a smelting kiln. We can replace this with a smelting pool, and we can build smelting kilns in all of these slots. That's going to dramatically increase our production there. And once again, I want to change some of these over to communal biomes, specifically 3. So we'll get those going, and we'll get these upgraded. Perfect. Then we can look at, I believe we have another crucible world or 2. This is currently being bombarded down over here. That's a little awkward. But we can replace these guys with smelting pools, which we definitely want to do. So something along the lines of that. We can, of course, specialize this with solar mica lungs, and we can start getting some upgrades going over here. Perfect. So something like that. We can get going on that one. Do we have any other crucible worlds here? Yes, we've got this one. So I want to continue to work on development here. We can upgrade that to a solid light smelter. These can all start getting further upgraded. We can upgrade here, here, here. These are actually the lower level upgrades, so that seems okay. And that will produce us additional alloys going forward. And checking through the rest of these, we've got this lithic world here, and this is actually probably not a bad idea to have this actually be a lithic world. So I'm going to build a bunch of hollow mountains here, and then we'll get a bloom loom going here and solar mica lungs, but we're out of minerals for the moment. We'll call that good, and we definitely have more work that we want to do on our planets, but we've got bigger problems, right? So we're going to have to get those taken care of. But let's strike out here. Let's take over Arbitraeus. The main issue is maybe we should go Chi Draconis and do something kind of like this. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's fine for now. We're going to continue to reinforce this area. And this fleet is heading over to get repairs. So it will be back fairly soon here, and we're going to need to continue to reinforce this fleet. So we just got some alloys there, and I'd like to buy in a few more. I'm going to sell a few exotic gases. I'm even going to sell some food here, which is something we haven't done in a long time. But I'm going to sell some food there, and we're going to use this to purchase in as many alloys as we can, which is not a lot of alloys. But we do definitely want to get that fleet reinforced. So we'll get that going, and how are things looking on this shipyard? Actually, there's not that much there. So that is absolutely fine and completely and totally noted. So we do have this area over here that is fully claimed. I do want to make claims out this direction. Barban would cost us 80 and Algol would cost 80 as well. I'm going to take Barban first. So I don't think we're going to be able to get all of this. This war is my guess, but we will see how long this war ends up taking. But we certainly want to get more crucible worlds developing because we have a pretty serious limitation to our amount of production of alloys at this moment. So that's definitely a bit of a problem. I do see these guys coming over and attacking Litigina. I'm hoping that they're going to back off and take this back for us. this force is going to take a while to get its repairs done. But we do see that its military power is going up pretty quickly. So that's looking good. Of course, they're going to continue to attack out over here for now. That's fine. The whirling Corolla has been fully repaired. Now, this should be the one in Dawkan. Yeah, absolutely understood. So that fleet's at full strength. I believe both of these fleets, this one's at full strength. I thought this one was, but it's not. Now it is. So those are at full strength, and then we've got this fleet over here, which needs a lot more alloys, I suspect. Although it's probably getting fairly close to being at full strength. So that's good to know. Now we do have this photosynthesis world here, and do we want this to be a photosynthesis world? Well, no. I'm actually going to change this over to being a hunter world. Okay, and I'm going to swap these. No, I don't want to build that. I want to replace these with communal biomes, 2 of them. We're also going to want to replace these cradles of rebirth probably with additional bone garrisons. So we'll get those going. That'll be fine. We're doing okay on our naval capacity as of right now. So that's definitely understood. We'll get that going. We need additional minerals to get more work done there. So that's fine. We're 89% on this repair, and
Shelter
this is going very
lost.
well. So that's excellent to see.
Predatory shelter engaged.
Okay, so the repairs here are going to be done shortly.
The
We can
path is
continue to
laid.
reinforce this fleet, which we would be delighted to do. And they're currently pushing down this direction. Our allies are not taking back this territory, so that is understood. We're pushing over to Baronic, and there is a relatively powerful fleet in Explorix at this moment. It's a
The
dimensional
canopy
fleet,
is
and we'll
under
just
attack.
absolutely crush it. That's not going to be a problem for us. So that seems good. We do see them building up some forces over in Grugmora, and that's fine. They can do that. I mean, this is just going to delay them a little bit. It's not going to actually do much. So that seems good. So we'll push into Explorix here, and we're just absolutely going to crush this fleet. Especially, oh, this is a pulsar.
Shelter
They're a dimensional
lost.
fleet. They have no shields. And nothing else either. This is a really bad place for a dimensional fleet to fight. I didn't even realize
The
this was a
canopy is
pulsar.
under attack.
That's insane. Okay, so we need to hop down over here, although, oddly, they're not fighting this station. They're just bombarding this world. Weird. Okay, well, that's fine for now. This construction ship is trying to leave. Fair enough. And this force here, the question is, how are we doing on our shipyard queue? Okay, we're just going to leave. I'm going to reinforce this fleet, and we're going to start heading down over here. So we'll arrive there in 83 days. That'll put a stop to their push over here, and they can't get past all of this,
Cleansing
so
foreign
that's
blight.
fine for now. Okay, I'm going to have these 2 forces head back to Arcturus at this moment. I do see them building more forces up in Grugmora. So that is absolutely noted, and for the moment, not that big of a deal. I think it's fine. So I would like to get more work done on Bertios here, but I want to check through here. Oh yeah, we can definitely do more work here too. So let's get this upgraded, let's get this upgraded, let's get this upgraded, and we can start working on all of these command bulbs. There's a lot of work that we can do on that world. I would love to be at peace right now and work on our worlds, but
The path
the AI
is
just
laid.
does not want to do that. And fair enough. I'm going to pull this construction ship back up to Planetary for right now. Okay, so we are decidedly winning this war, I think, at this point. It's very clear based on this. Are they willing to status quo? They're actually kind of close to status quoing, but we're going to take this all back. We don't want to status quo at this moment. This would be bad. But we're getting close to wanting to status quo. So that's exciting. I do want to reinforce this up over here. We don't know how much more we need here, but it's definitely going to be some. Okay, so let's push into Ulfeet, and this fleet should be more than capable of dealing with what they have here. That should not be a problem
Predatory
at all.
shelter engaged.
We're fighting a very, very small force in Aptreus right now. And our second fleet has just arrived here as well. So this is very free at this moment. And we've got these two worlds here, which, if I remember correctly, had no garrison on them. That one has a small garrison on it. Okay, let's just do this for now. We'll bombard in these two areas. I don't know exactly what they're going to do with these fleets, but they seem like they're backing off. We made claims over here, right? Yes, we did. Okay, cool. So Arcturus is now fully under our control again. They both just instantly surrendered. And we're just going to push down to Trivel at this moment. So that seems okay. And down in Ophites, of course, we are going to easily win this. That's no problem whatsoever. Very simple engagement for us here. Okay. I was checking to see if this was one of these timed special projects, and it was not. So I do want to... Where are our science chips at? We've got some around. Yeah, we've got this one here. I want to head over and start doing research out over this direction. Like this. And we've got other science chips around, like this one. And I want this science chip to come down and start doing research down here, and then it can come up over this way, and we'll see if we get there in time. So for now, we can push our way through these systems. No problem whatsoever. We'll get those taken right on back. So we're pushing to Trivel right now, and we're going to want to get to Grogmora, but the real issue here is that we want to take Kellandine. And we want to do it quickly. So bypassing these might actually be the right call. We'll think about it. So we're pushing in here. This is not going to be particularly challenging for us to beat these guys. Are they down below us in fleet strength now? No, they're still equivalent. It feels like they're kind of below us in fleet strength. It's because these guys dropped down to inferior. Okay. So the United of Zant League is making good progress out over here, and we'll let them just continue to do that. That's completely fine. I'm not planning on taking territory from the Interstellar Favarian Conglomerate at this moment. If they want to, that's fine. That's entirely on them. So that looks good. We're going to continue to work on taking... Well, I am going to take territory from the Interstellar Favarian Conglomerate. It's going to be this territory and this territory. We're not planning on taking this territory, is what I should be saying. So we're waiting on this force to get caught up here. They're a little bit apart, and we definitely want to let them get together here. So we want to push down over to Joldarun, and then we want to split our forces. We're going to have one go to Isam, and then one to Kellandine. And then this force is going to go to Joldarun, and then is going to push like this. And again, we're bypassing these for now. I am planning on backtracking and getting to them. Perhaps with this force. We'll continue to... Oh, that's now at full strength. Beautiful. So in that case, one of these was not at full strength. It was this one. Okay, it's immediately fighting this outpost. We'll let it be for the moment. Okay. It should be close to full strength. There we go. All of our fleets are now at full strength. We just need to actually build the ships. And how many ships do we have in queue? Well, it's quite a few. But it's actually not that many. So that all seems good. So at this point, they're at 12 reasons to not status quo peace. That's interesting. So next month, we're going to be able to claim again here, and it's going to be Algol that we're going to claim. 100%.
Predators engaged.
Okay, we're going to make a claim right up here on Algol. So we'll make that claim right now. If we claimed these, that would be 60, 60, 80, and 80. Noted. So that's about 10 months for each of these systems. That sounds fine. Okay, so Isam is now fully under our control, and we're going to head to Kellandine. I'm planning on leaving these forces here with 2 units there, just in case they try to go through it. So this force is going to then backtrack, and I'm going to pull our army over this direction to Trivel for right now. We're going to need it here for the moment. So over here in Yad Bem, we're going to easily win this. There we go. And we'll just push over to Region, and that should be fine. We'll let our ally control this entrance point. That's absolutely no problem for us. And we're just going to have two armies, or rather two fleets here in Kellandine in case they decide to come in with this. I'm not going to push further than Kellandine right now. This is all the further we intend to go for the moment. But we have all of this claimed as well. So we would definitely like to get that. So that all sounds good. We'll take Region eventually. There we go.
Debris inspected.
And we have the science chip up over here. We do have debris that we can go inspect up over here, which we should probably do. Let's get that under control. And there's also the debris up over here, which I will tell this science chip to take to start looking into. So we'll research the projects here and here after we're done in Fuzhou. Looks good.
Predatory shelter engaged.
Okay, so these guys are going to push down to Kellandine. And we're just going to have multiple fleets here. They don't really have the force concentration to push us out of here, I don't think. Maybe they can do it a little bit. They could certainly whittle us down. They could do a lot of damage. I don't actually know who would win that, now that I think about it. Now, this here is at 137 garrison. So Gregmora we can probably take very quickly. This over here is at 8526. So that's going to require a very significant bombardment. Noted. It's also going to take us a while to get over there, but we can go via the hyperspace relay network the entire way, so that will definitely be a bonus for us. So these guys are going to continue reinforcing over here in Kellandine. We're just going to hold here. This is a great choke point for us. So that seems great, and we have solid defenses up in Dokkan. I do want to be working on some defense platforms up here. So we're going to get these going. That will be a huge amount of alloys that we're going to have to put into this, but we want to get that started ASAP. I'm not going to do that down here in Ionides because Ionides is likely not going to be a defensive station after this war. Kellandine will. So we're not going to invest in Ionides at this point.
Remnants
but Dokkan will very much be a thing still.
Danger inbound.
Okay, where is this? Direct course to the Nivan system. Okay, noted. So they've arrived here. This is something that our allies are supposed to deal with. We'll see if they actually manage to deal with it.
Predators spotted.
I mean, this isn't that strong of a fleet here, but they do have a few fleets on the way over there. So that's noted. I do want to continue to invest in these Piercing Thistle class defense platforms. So we do have over half of them queued up already. What's the price on alloys? Ooh, let's buy in a few. Price on alloys was good. Or actually, I didn't even look at the price. We had available trade. That's what we saw. Okay, so Piercing Thistle class defense platforms are going to continue to go in here, and we're really, really close to getting that max. So that looks good.
Reclaimed.
So we're continuing to head on over this direction. We're about 130 days away from Gregmora at this moment. And that will take us some time to get there. They are heading into Kellandine with a small fleet here.
Invasive growth engaged.
I don't know why they've done this. This is a very bad idea, but okay. If that's what they want to do with their fleet, I'm not going to be upset about it. This over here, this Dragon's Legionnaires fleet, this is going to be a bit of an issue. Unless our allies take care of it.
The path is laid.
And they don't seem very interested, to be honest. So the question is, how powerful at this moment is Dokkan? Right? Can we leave this alone? I wouldn't. I would not leave that alone right now. This fleet would be best positioned to come out over here. Or,
A call from the stars.
hypothetically, we could also start making a new fleet. We definitely could make a new fleet. I'm kind of tempted to. It would be a useful thing to do. So I'm just going to produce, for now, a juvenile trichrome class mauler. And then we'll build a fleet out of that. So that'll be fine. We'll get that underway, and it will arrive over here eventually. So we've analyzed the debris in Fuzhou. Sounds good. And they're currently in Nordak. They have multiple units heading this direction. So
Horizons
they're definitely
widen.
going to attack out over here. So that's understood. They also attacked over here again with a tiny little fleet. I'm not sure why they're doing that. Although Kellandine is a really, really... it's not that rough of a point. There is a connection down over here. So it blocks them off from their ally for sure, but not too much beyond that. Okay, so we finished up research of the phased molecular disruptor. We don't really care about that. What we do care about is grabbing one of these claims here. So we'll grab Tathagat. Wonderful. Okay, so this force is going to be arriving in Grogmora shortly. And I'm not sure what this fleet is. What's going on here? They're not selectable. Ah, it's a Titan. Okay. Titan probably heading down to here. That's fine. Or it's trying to catch up with this fleet. One or the other. So that's all fine. Now we've got this Mauler here. And we know that our total number of Maulers that we're angling for is 70. So we're going to bump this up to 70. We're going to add in Weavers. We're going to add in Harbingers. We're going to add in Stingers. And we're going to add in a Titan. So that brings us up to 100 out of 300. That's a full third of this fleet already. How many of each are we going to need? So for the Harbingers, we're looking for 18. That seems like a low number. Hang on. No, that's the Harbingers. For the Weavers, we're looking for... That's 35. Okay. That's more like it. So we're going to go for 35, and then 18 Harbingers. And then Stingers should be 9. Well, all the rest of this should be Stingers. And yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to start building this. But that's going to cost us about 25,000 alloys. We have about 10% of that right now. So we'll get this going, and we'll also get a leader in here. So the 19th Corolla will become our 5th fleet. Perfect. So that's getting started, but it has a long ways to go. No doubt about that. I want to check our others. We just spent all of our alloys. Let's buy in at least a few alloys, give it the month tick, and check to see if we've lost any. I don't think we have. But let's just see here. No, 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 and no. All is good. Okay. So we see these guys heading into Thamayan, which is, I guess, fine. This is, of course, a problem out over here, and these guys, they're still
Scattered
analyzing debris
remnants
in Fuzhou.
reclaimed.
So that's noted. One thing we could do is we could send this fleet, which we can hit the reinforce fleet button on. We can send this fleet to Dokkan, and we can send this fleet down to deal with this problem. And I think that's the better way to handle this. So let's get that underway, and let's see if we have an instant planetary surrender of Grogmora. We very well might.
The canopy is under attack.
Okay, so we're bombarding them here. They're not instantly surrendering. So I do want to bring in this army here. So we're going to come in and land the army. And we're just going to push over and grab Wue at this moment. So that seems fine. And this fleet is on its way over. So that all looks good. Let's go for... I guess this is fine. I don't love that chance to spawn debris reduction, but it'll be okay.
Shelter lost.
So we are up over our naval capacity, and that's understood. We can go to places like these hunter worlds, and we can look for, well, we can build nutritious dells here for sure. We can get these guys upgraded, and we can start upgrading these bone fortresses and building communal biomes. I'm going to build all of these communal biomes that we can, and we can start upgrading all of these. So that's going to take some time. We've got this hunter world here, which we're interested in building lithic bores on, getting all of these upgrades done. And then we can get these bone fortresses upgraded here. We're out of minerals, and so that looks good for now. Oh, they are building up a lot of forces over on this side. Okay. So that's understood. Have we landed here yet? No, we still have our army on the way in.
Predatory shelter engaged.
This is a lot of force buildup over this way. So that's a bit of an issue. We would be interested in a status quo piece, but relative Navy strength -3. Interesting. Very interesting. So we're going to take Wu-Wei over here, and
The
Thamayan
wild grows
is going to need to
wiser.
be bombarded, right? I'm thinking right now we need these forces here. We need this force here. This force is likely not strong enough to respond to all of the force buildup that they're doing over on this side. So that is problematic for us. No doubt about that. That is a significant problem, in fact. I do want to grab resources from jobs. That'll be fine. Okay, and we can also work over here on getting these bone fortresses upgraded. That'll be good. But yeah, this fleet is not going to be strong enough to deal with everything that's over here. So our ally is
wild
not putting a lot of
spreads.
effort into holding this area. That's sad, but there's not a lot to do about it, to be honest. This is a very, very powerful location, and our bombardment is going to be a bit on the slow side, but we need to get it started immediately. Grogmora will, of course, be fully under our control relatively soon. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll see how we want to tackle this developing situation out on this side. We're also full on energy credits. We should sell some of those off. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALVS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.